Hi friends, it's Udhaya from Backyard Garden Highlights. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today I want to share it with you guys how the May garden looks in the first week of May. And the reason I want to share it with you on a weekly basis for May is like every week there is a huge transformation in the garden and different things are popping up. So I want to really show you each separate week and show you how things are really progressing in the May month. Okay, let's start from the northwest side of the garden. From the west side garden, I had kale planted last year and they survived the winter and started blooming now. They are pretty and I wanted to harvest them for floral arrangement but I couldn't as I forgot them being in the garden, in the corner of the garden. But anyway, next we have double knockout roses that I purchased from Lois about for $5 from a clearance sale. And look how they like my garden. They are absolutely looking gorgeous and nicely budded up to put a great show. Not too far, just excited about it. I think the pruning that I have done around early February really helped this plant to really put up wonderful new growths, as you can see. Look at this, it's loaded with a ton of buds. And this is my mint plant and then Sasta daisies, and look at this gorgeous Barbary Shrimp. I love them. And this is my rose bush that got impacted last year with the drought. Hope it feels better this year. Then these are some of the self-sown radishes from my last year plant. And if you are growing radish, don't afraid to leave some of them not harvested. They produce ton of blooms that attract a good amount of pollinators and also produce tons of seed pods for you. You can enjoy harvesting radish in the spring if you don't bother the soil. It's a great experience last 2 years to enjoy free and zero effort radishes for harvesting. Now let's look at the beautiful tall bachelor button border planting. Oh my goodness. Look at them. They are really prolific bloomers and aggressive self-seeder. Last year all these plants came from a self-seeding. They overwintered and they are looking great and stunning now and loaded with ton of buds. Here you have some of the late blooming tulip and they lasted at least until maybe second week of May. These are some of the self-sown Rebecca and they are all over in the cracks, which I already put it in my Facebook and I started sharing most of the plants with the fellow gardeners. And this is my vegetable raised bed and I have some of the beets, radish and beans. And this is Eden Claiming Rose that I planted last year. It's second year and I'm so excited to see if they are going to make any blooms this year. And this is the Zephyrin Rohin Claiming Rose. And this is the third year in the garden and I did pruning this year a little bit. But I was really scared to do a lot more pruning. But I think I should be doing a lot of pruning next year. As you could see, it's fully loaded with no new branches. So I think pruning doesn't hurt. And I'm super thrilled. It's loaded with beautiful red color new branches and tons of buds, so I'm really excited. this is the geranium planter with beautiful creeping Jenny. And so far it looks great and my husband loves this planter. Also looks like there is a water reservoir in the planter, which I think I wasn't aware when I bought it, but it's definitely worth buying this for $15, a great choice. Okay, now let's look at the sunny raised bed. This is a clearance sale helleber that I bought, and I'm so proud of myself that I was able to go on a day where it was a clearance sale. It's looking gorgeous and stunning. I really love this helleber, and it was in my one of the buy list for garden shopping, so I'm so happy that I was able to make this with a less cost. Next one is something I feel so proud. It's a perennial Alyssum called Gold Dust, Basket of Gold. I actually got this plant from my winter sowing a year back, and it did not bloom last year. And this is the first time I'm growing such a pretty and vibrant Alyssum. This is really beautiful plant. I really love them, and I want to grow more of this next year. And this is the English daisy, a perennial plant that I purchased this year and transplanted. So far it is doing good, but looks like it is not a drought tolerant plant like Shasta daisies. I see them wilting if I don't water this bed for a couple of days. Anyway, this is a sage plant that I divided last month, I guess. It's looking small but started blooming. Next year it's going to make great. These are the couple of other sages that I did not divide this year. You can see how big these plants are versus the one that I divided. I would say if you want to have a reliable low maintenance perennial garden, you must start with sage, Dianthus and Alyssum, Rubeckia, and what else? The cornflowers. These are all a great choice for drought tolerant, and you don't need to fertilize them, and I think watering can be done maybe once a week. So pretty nice collections if you want to have a low maintenance and less cost plant to start with. And within a year or two you will have a lot of free seedlings or a lot of divisions you can make, and you will fill your entire space in no time when you start with these kind of low maintenance perennial plants. Okay, Here are my lilies and peonies and double tulips still in blooming and looking gorgeous. A great buying from my Brecksbulbs.com company. I love their products. Here you have got glads popping out of the ground. This is another type of salvia called blue salvia that I started from winter sowing last year, and they are coming back. The things that I learned about these blue salvia are they are slow growing plant. It was almost I think end of July and until they mature from a seedling to a mature plant, and they bloomed towards the end of the September October time frame. And bright side of it is like while all the garden plants are tired and they are getting ready for either to dormancy or to die back, these plants look gorgeous in the garden and loaded with a ton of spiky blue flowers, which I really enjoyed in my fall arrangement. And another interesting and important thing is like they can survive the mild frost, including the blooms, and great for drying, and they stay true to its color even after drying. I love them so much. Okay guys, I decided to add my second week also in this because I thought maybe I think I can do part 1 and part 2 for May month, combining the first 2 weeks in one video and the remaining 2 weeks in the another video. So let me show you what transition happened in the second week. As you can see, the red maple trees are really very attractive in the garden during the spring with their bright red leaves, and all the grasses are looking great. Hopefully this year drought doesn't damage our lawn, but we'll see how we are keeping up with our schedule. Look at this maple tree leaves. It's beautiful. I really love and I thoroughly enjoy having these beautiful red maple trees around my home. And in my front yard flower bed, these peonies started showing good amount of flower buds. They are going to make a great display this year, and I actually used this plant support for one plant to hold up the blooms because peony is really a huge size bloom, like a rose like a bloom, but it's a huge size. And if there's a storm or rain comes, then the flower will get heavy and they cannot really withstand. So to keep the flowers and the plant upright, I think adding this kind of plant support before the plant become too big is a great choice. And I'm very glad that I was able to add this supporting system on a perfect timing before the plant become too big. Okay, next we have these beautiful pansies that came back from last year. So I kept this planter in under the porch, so these pansies overwintered successfully without any protection under the shelter. So I'm so happy about that. And the next one is going to be very interesting, and I'm so happy to share with you guys is these beautiful pink, light and dark pink painted daisies. And these are perennial. I got 2 plants from a direct sowing, I believe, and I transplanted them here I think 2 years or must be 2 years back, and they are loaded with ton of buds and they started opening and putting on a great show, and they look really vibrant along with this Bachelor Buttons. Okay, let me show you a wonderful thing. This is my Eden climber, and I think if you noticed my last garden tour, this plant was very tiny and small, And look at this, 3 new strong canes are coming from, and I could already see at least couple of Eden climbing rose buds are loaded. I'm so happy and thankful for this plant to be really making the garden looking great. Okay, ta-da! Surprise! Let's look at this Zephyrin Rohin climbing rose, guys. It started opening the buds and the blooms are coming out pretty vibrant, and I'm so excited to see how this entire trellis is going to be filled with the pink flowers. Look at this bloom. Isn't it gorgeous? I could see lot of buds are ready to burst. So I'm so excited and thrilled to see. I can't really wait enough. Thanks to Heirloom Roses, I really love whatever purchases that I have made from them. All the plants are coming out really great condition, and so far I think I'm very successful as a beginner gardener without knowing anything about the gardening. If I could have these kind of success for climbing rose plants growing, it's definitely the foundation of the roots. The one root is, I think, the main reason why they are doing great. So happy about purchase with the heirloom roses. Bachelor Buttons also started blooming, so I'm so happy to look at the garden is filled with the beautiful colors. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys liked watching this video. I'll see you in another video. Please support my channel by subscribing, commenting and sharing with your friends.